Hello everyone, this country Sherry. Time for another true and strange events. Now this story is just a telling about a family that lived down below me for years and another place that I lived in Hawkins County. And the house that they lived in, well, they were poor people. And that's okay, I was poor people too. And the house they rented, and it was not in good shape at all, and it was kind of divided. Now, of course, it didn't have a bathroom, but it was kind of split, living rooms and kitchens on each end. So they were the same family, but there were two families of them that lived in this home, and the dad lived there too. And the old man, the dad, he was a good man. When he wasn't drinking, he was just as good as he could be. And he was a hard worker when he wasn't drinking, but when he would get on a drunk, he would stay on one for a long time. And he was not pleasurable at that time. He wasn't so hateful as he was just a nuisance and want you to take him to beer store or something other all the time, and just having a row with his son-in-law mostly, because his son-in-law, I can't much blame him because his son-in-law was a piece of work. But anyway, he was pitiful. He was, couldn't see good, was cross-eyed, just wasn't even able to do any work. But he loved to work in tobacco. So he would help us some with tobacco and stuff, and then he liked to cut bushes and weeds, and farming stuff always needs to have bushes, and the little trees that start growing need to be cut down stuff. So he liked to do that. When he was sober, you couldn't ask for a better person. But his son-in-law, as I said, was another story. And he was always a troublemaker, and he was always wanting to steal something or wanting to come pester something. And he and Danny didn't get along good at all, because he just was he was a moocher is what I call it. He wanted to bum money from you all the time. You knew you weren't going to get none back. Well, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of money to lend out and stuff. And my husband's philosophy is always, you let someone borrow money one time, if they don't pay you back, then you're not obligated to let them borrow anymore. Because then he said, and if you're going to get mad about giving them money or anything, then don't do it, because he said, I always give it to them figuring it's going to be a gift to them, because I'm not figuring I'm going to get it back, So anyway, one day, the story about those two, one day they were both drunk. And when they were both drunk, they could not get along. And so we lived up on the hill so we could hear everything going on. And there was guns involved in that one, because just the old man had the gun. And of course, the young man was so stupid that he didn't care to just egg him on and just holler at him and this and that and the other. And the old man, he just wasn't going to take it no more, and it wasn't funny, but it was. And so the son-in-law was standing in the road, and the old man shot him. He was down. Well, I think Dan might have called the police, but before the police ever got over there was someone come through, because they didn't have a phone or anything, so I don't know how anybody knew. It probably just some of them that was visiting. They had a lot of people visited and wanted to get drunk with them, I reckon. But they came through and they picked him up, I guess, and they took him to the hospital. Well, he didn't die, not at that time, not for a few years actually. But he was boogered up pretty good, and he had to have a colostomy bag. So old man had done a good job on him. And so for quite a few years, he had the colostomy bag. And so complications with it somehow ended up being his demise. And that's what he died of. So the old man, he still lived quite a long time. And he got sober, and he started going to church, and He got salvation, got baptized not long before he died, and he was an old man. He was nearly 90 years old. And so, anyway, it was always some kind of action going on. You'd think over in a place like this, there wouldn't be a whole lot of drama, but oh yeah, seems like there's always some kind of drama. I hope to have you more stories. Thank you.